Oh, why hello, it's Miss Gina. So glad you're here. I keep flipping over my footstool tonight. Well, I had a request to read this Ratatouille. Somebody insisted I get this book today. It's a junior novelization of Ratatouille. It says, Remy is a rat who enjoys the finer things in life. When a happy accident lands him in the kitchen of a Parisian restaurant, he can't resist helping a hapless cook create culinary masterpieces that have all of Paris waiting in line for a taste with a little encouragement from an imaginary master chef. Remy gets his new friend out from under the thumb of the restaurant's cruel manager and follows his own dreams of becoming a great chef. Ratatouille, the junior novelization, retells this whole tasty story of the new animated Disney Pixar hit and features 8 pages of full-color movie stills. Fixing my footstool. There we go. All right. This is the prologue. That's the part that comes before the story. Although each of the world's countries would like to dispute this fact, the French know the truth. The best food in the world is made in France. The best food in France is made in Paris, and the best food in Paris, some say, was made by Chef Auguste Gusteau. Gusteau's restaurant was the toast of Paris. Cheers. So that means it was really good. So it was the toast of Paris, booked 5 months in advance, and his dazzling accent to the top of the fine French cuisine made his competitors envious. He was the youngest chef ever to achieve a 5-star rating. As Gusteau himself once said, good food is the music you can taste, color you can smell. There is excellence all around you. You need only to be aware and stop and savor it. Chef Gusteau's cookbook, Anyone Can Cook, climbed to the top of the bestseller list, but not everyone celebrated its success. Anton Ego, noted food critic, was one of the naysayers. Amusing title, Anyone Can Cook. He once said with a sneer, what's even more amusing is that Gusteau actually seems to believe it. I, on the other hand, take cooking seriously, and no, I don't think anyone can do it. But who was right? Was it true that anyone, regardless of upbringing, training, or type of kitchen, could cook a meal fine enough to satisfy even a notoriously impossible to please man like Anton Ego? Turn the page, and we will try to get to the bottom of this culinary quandary. Chapter 1. Remy had a lot going for him. He was young and talented. He lived in an old farmhouse in the rolling green hills of the French countryside, and he had a rare, remarkable skill. So why was Remy so unhappy? It all came down to one thing. Remy was a rat. And life for a rat, even in the French countryside, was very hard. There was a lot of sneaking around, a lot of stealing, and a lot of eating mostly garbage. It made Remy sick to his stomach. You see, Remy had a special gift, highly developed senses of taste and smell. There was nothing he liked better than finding special ingredients, dreaming up recipes, and creating new flavor combinations. Here's how talented Remy was. When a regular rat spotted a half-eaten Napoleon, a decadent layered puff pastry, he thought, food! Eat it now! To put that into perspective, when a regular rat saw a rotten banana peel, he also thought, food! Eat it now! But when Remy spotted a half-eaten Napoleon, he paused. He closed his eyes and took a sniff of the delicious pastry and relished the concerto of delectable tastes. almost as if in a dream. He began to identify the many ingredients. Flour, egg, sugar, vanilla bean. Then he would pause for a moment and add, a small twist of lemon. Remy's big brother Emile might not have been quite as discerning, but he knew talent when he saw it, and he was in awe of Remy. But their father, Django, the leader of their rat clan, had 2 words to say about Remy's talent. So and what? That is, he did until Remy sniffed just as Django was about to take a big bite out of an apple core. Remy smelled something funny, very funny. So he lunged at his father, knocking the apple out of his hands. "Whoa!" cried Remy. "Don't eat that." "Well, what's going on here?" shouted Django. Remy sniffed the air, caught the scent, and followed it up to the tarp in the corner of the yard. He lifted the tarp. Underneath was a can of rat poison. Suddenly, Django didn't think Remy's talent was so useless, and Remy was finally feeling good about his gift until he found out what his dad had in store for him. Remy's new job was to smell food all day, and not just any food, rotten food, day in and day out. A seemingly endless line of rats filled past him, holding up rank scraps of food for him to smell. That's right, he was chief poison checker for his clan. Remy sniffed a moldy crust of bread, a slimy bit of plum, a bite of beef with a slight green tinge to it. Clean, clean, clean. The rats moved on. Their scraps would be added to the food pile, and be served later that night at dinner. Remy sniffed again. A deflated grape, some curdled milk, a white piece of lettuce. Clean, cleanerific, clean Nerino, close to godliness. Remy was bored to tears. Django watched his son proudly. "Now, don't you feel better, Remy?" he asked. "You've helped a noble cause." Remy stared at his father in disbelief. "Noble?" He spluttered. "We're thieves, Dad, and what we're stealing is, let's face it, garbage." "It isn't stealing if no one wants it," Django said with a shrug. Remy rolled his eyes. "If no one wants it, why are we stealing it?" Django turned and walked away. "We are not having this argument again," he called over his shoulder. Later that night, in the farmhouse attic, the rats were all contentedly munching on garbage. Their dinner, all except Remy, of course. He had a motto: "If you are what you eat, then only eat the good stuff." But Django thought differently. He had a motto too, and he turned to Remy and shared it with him. "Food is fuel. You get picky about what you put in the tank, your engine is gonna die. Now, shut up and eat your garbage." Remy was not convinced. "If we're going to be thieves," he argued, "why not steal the good stuff in the kitchen where nothing is poisoned?" That made Django angry. "First of all, we are not thieves. Secondly, stay out of the kitchen and away from humans. It's dangerous." "Well," thought Remy, "what my father doesn't know won't hurt him." And we'll be on chapter 2 next time. That was chapter 1 of Ratatouille. So I hope you enjoyed that. Remember to read more in 2024 and grow your brain. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.